Coming up next on This Week in Torrance, the race between David Hadley and Amo Fashion finally comes to an end nearly a month after Election Day.
Then a Torrance hero hits the big screen soon. Now the Torrance Historical Society plans to get you a first look at the anticipated Hollywood film.
Plus, the LA Auto Show drives us into the future, and the automotive industry is about to put what's under the hood of your car into the palm of your hand.
Plus, wondering what to do with those Thanksgiving leftovers? We have a special guest giving some tasty post-holiday meal ideas.
These stories and much more just seconds away.
Your local news starts right now. Hello, everybody, and welcome to This Week in Torrance. I'm Ben McCain.
And I'm Jin Chun. State Assembly seat in District 66 is finally over. David Hadley officially claimed victory in the 2014 elections over incumbent Amo Fashion. Fashion had previously declined to concede the race as provisional and mail-in ballots came in, with Hadley leading by just over 2,000 votes on election night. That razor-thin margin was trimmed to just over 1,000 2 weeks later. And finally, once all 100,000 ballots were counted, Hadley officially claimed victory by just 706 votes. Hadley said in a statement his plan is to fight to improve the business climate in California so big companies like Toyota and small businesses don't leave California to thrive and grow. He's the first Republican in the state legislature since Steve Kuykendall in 1998 and will be sworn into office in early December.
The Torrance community will soon have the chance to catch the much-anticipated movie about one of Torrance's iconic heroes. Hosted by the Torrance Historical Society as a fundraiser, an exclusive private pre-screening of Unbroken will take place on Tuesday, December 16th at 7 p.m. at 2 theaters inside AMC Del Amo. Historical Society members were eligible for the pre-sale day last week. The general public can purchase tickets in person at the Torrance Historical Society and Museum on Monday, December 1st from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Tickets are just $25 with a limit of 2 tickets per person. The event also includes a post-film Q&A by film producer Matt Baer and members of the Zamperini family. The Torrance Historical Society and Museum is located at 1345 Post Avenue. Proceeds will be dedicated to the Louis Zamperini Trust Collection at the Torrance Historical Society and other related events on or projects. Unbroken is expected to make its big screen debut in the U.S. on Christmas Day.
After drawing praise from Los Angeles PD and city officials, demonstrators escalated their protests against a Missouri grand jury decision. More violence erupted in Ferguson, Missouri when a St. Louis grand jury declined to indict a police officer in the shooting death of Michael Brown. The topic of national news and debate ignited protests nationwide, including Los Angeles, where protesters gathered all over the city. Most notably, a group of about 100 protesters walked onto the section of the 110 freeway near downtown LA. 3 arrests were made on the evening of the announcement, prompting Police Chief Charlie Beck to say he was proud of the peaceful LA demonstrations. The following night, LAPD made over 130 arrests throughout the city in a second round of demonstrations. In downtown LA, 33 protests were arrested at the intersection of Flower Street and 9th Street, mostly on charges of disorderly conduct. Even with a growing number of arrests, protests in Los Angeles have remained generally peaceful.
With the anticipated holiday weight gain for most adults, at least lawmakers are trying to help us be more conscious of what we eat. Whether you're watching your weight or not, consumers will soon know how many calories they're eating when ordering off the menu at chain restaurants, prepared foods at grocery stores, and even movie theaters. Now, under the new Food and Drug Administration rules unveiled this week, chains that have 20 or more locations operating under the same name and menu will be required to calculate and post the calorie count of their menu items. The new rules also help consumers understand their food choices in the context of a total daily diet. Under the new rule, menus and menu boards will be required to include the statement, 2,000 calories a day is used for general nutrition advice, but calorie needs may vary. For those watching their weight or salt intake, limiting carbohydrates, or aiming to increase their fiber, the new rule requires chain establishments to offer more detailed information upon request. Companies have until November 2015 to comply.
And while shoppers pack stores across the country, a new study reveals some holiday bargains that aren't actually bargains at all. The website nerdwallet.com conducted a study of Black Friday advertisements and found a whopping 93% of stores are offering customers year-old products for the same discounts they offered in 2013. NerdWallet suggested shoppers can prepare themselves for the best holiday gift savings by taking advantage of social media, as retailers now push for customer engagement on sites like Twitter and Facebook. In 2013, Forbes said Walmart topped the list of Black Friday mentions, accounting for more than 75% of the voice online. That same day, shoppers spent $12.3 billion in overall brick and mortar sales nationwide, and just under $2 billion were spent online to kick off the shopping frenzy. Still ahead, Del Amo Mall's renovation shouldn't intrude on your holiday shopping plans.
And we take a look at what's new in the new automotive world with a peek inside the LA Auto Show. But first, here's a look at the current temperature outside. Auto Show.
Welcome back. It's hard not to miss the major transformation happening at Amo Fashion Center, especially during the busiest shopping time of the year. Well, Laura Fong tells us how the remodel is going and how it won't get in the way of holiday shoppers.
I'm very excited to see what they do and how they design it.
There's plenty of buzz around the style evolution of Del Amo Fashion Center and all the good it will bring to the community.
I'm excited about it. I think it's good to have a new influx of different ideas and things happening in our town and provide more jobs, more opportunities for the students.
Natalie Bakhum and her daughter love coming to Del Amo even while it's under construction.
They've done a very good job of closing it off easily so you know where to go and things like that. So I don't think there's any changes that have made it harder to get around.
Del Amo is in the midst of a $200 million transformation, shutting down the north end of the Fashion Center last year to build a new state-of-the-art 2-level mall.
The excitement continues to grow for the newest addition to the Del Amo Fashion Center. As you can see, crews are working hard to meet their fall 2015 deadline.
Progress is moving along. We're on schedule to meet our grand opening of October next year. So everything's in line and moving forward.
Lindsay Hermans is the Director of Marketing and Business Development. She says this transformation was long overdue for the 50-year-old mall.
Bringing this whole new experience is just, it's great for the community, meeting the demands and needs of what the shoppers are looking for.
The mall's revitalization plans include the addition of at least 100 new shops, along with the opening of a Nordstrom store.
I'm excited, but I kind of miss the old part of the mall. It's all choppy right now, but I'm excited for the Nordstroms.
While the grand opening is still months away, shoppers like Rachel Brown are dreaming of all the possibilities.
We're excited. We hope they put an Apple store.
For Torrance City Cable, I'm Laura Fong.
Thanks, Laura. Facebook.com/Del Amo Fashion Center has an updated renovations tab. It lists all the stores with their new opening dates and locations in the mall.
The LA Auto Show came to Los Angeles November 21st, and since then it's been non-stop unveilings of new designs from automakers. Juan Hernandez has this look into the future from the LA Auto Show.
The LA Auto Show is very special, is very vibrant. It has this unique California flavor to it. It's very laid back.
Every year, the LA Auto Show displays the future of the automotive industry like only Los Angeles can.
A lot of brands have a lot of really cool designs that are focused on technology and innovation and design, so it's really neat to see what's coming out in the future.
But what will that future look like? The lines, the colors, the new body types, the high performance. It's all the excitement that surrounds a showcase of over 1,000 new production models and concept cars. From the belle of the ball, Lexus's gold LF C2 concept car, to a glimpse out of Torrance, Scion's IM concept.
I think that they are trying to maintain their image of youth and entrepreneurship and innovation, and so I think that definitely sets them apart from other brands.
Scion has become an expert at that, holding the youngest average buyer age in the auto industry. Meanwhile, Honda's $13.8 million investment in building public hydrogen fueling stations in California will steer us towards greener roads. Yes, every manufacturer has their own way of driving us into the future, where cars always seem to look more sleek, progressive, faster and sportier. And for as much as design catches our eye, it's innovation that changes our lives when it captures the moment.
It's almost like the key to our lives right now. I mean, if I don't have a phone, I'm not carrying it for 5 minutes, I'm feel like I'm totally lost. You know, I'm in the jungle somewhere and I'm in the wild.
For Ford's Team Invincibles at the Connected Car Expo, what manufacturers put under the hood isn't nearly as important as understanding what actually happens there.
At the end of the day, you know, it's only going to be a mechanic who really understands what's coming out of a car at that point of time. An app like this actually helps out because of its UI. What it does is it takes away all of the details and it gives you a very concise view of what's right and what's wrong with your car. So as soon as you know what's wrong with your car, it actually alerts you and tells you about the problems too. So you can take care of the issues right away. And with newer and newer features and connectivity to the cloud, you actually make your car a connected car at that point.
So whether it's updating your car software as often as you update your phones, jumping on the eco-friendly movement, or you just want to see sleek and sporty styling, this is where the rubber meets the pavement on our ride into the future.
Thanks, Juan. To see full galleries of cars debuted at this year's show, visit LAAutoShow.com.
For 6 years now, restaurants have gathered to help out the Food for Kids program while attracting new customers at the Taste of Old Torrance. Guests can either pay $5 or donate $5 worth of non-perishable foods for a chance to dig into some of Old Torrance's best bites. It's an event held by the Old Torrance Neighborhood Association, which formed in 1981. Since then, they've been offering Torrance families the chance to get involved in the community. And the Neighborhood Association saw Taste of Old Torrance as a chance to promote local restaurants. This year, restaurants like Luigi's Pizzeria, Tortilla Cantina, the Torrance Bakery, and many more served up samples for a crowd at the Bartlett Center. Keegan's Pub was invited out for the first time last year, after remodeling their facility, and they say the events attracted plenty of new customers.
All the shops opening up and just how tight-knit Torrance is, it's a privilege to even be here and to have our business here. It's attracted so many more people. This event really helped show the community that we were here, and it was able to show new faces to come in and actually enjoy at any age group.
November is National Adoption Awareness Month, and with more than 64,000 children in foster care in California, one local family is sharing their story about how adoption changed their lives. Laura Fong introduces us to the Christensens, who opened up their home and their hearts.
I think it's the hardest thing we've ever done. I think it's the most rewarding thing we've ever done.
More than a decade ago, Lisa and Mike Christensen started on the journey of a lifetime. This was both their second marriage, and while Mike was already a father of 5, they decided to have children together and that they would look into adoption.
I get this phone call, and they said, well, we think we found a match. We've found 2 little girls, which Mike was interested in adopting girls. The social worker said, there's just one catch. And she said, they come with a bonus.
At first, the couple was only looking to adopt 1 child and opened up to the idea of 2, but that bonus was a baby brother.
One of the things that we both felt very strongly about is we did not want to break up the sibling set. And it's been borne out to us many times that if we had broken them up or allowed them to be broken up, they would have had a hole in their heart and they would have never known where it came from.
The Christensens admit having 3 little ones, plus Mike's youngest son from his previous marriage, all under one roof wasn't always easy, but they're reminded every day that they made the right decision.
The rewards come in little pieces. They're little pearls. And sometimes they're embedded in the middle of a totally ordinary situation, and a child will say something, or they'll reach over and give you a big hug.
It's these daily joys and everyday struggles that makes raising an adoptive child no different than a biological child.
And you know, our kids are unique just like any other children. They have strengths, they have weaknesses, and dealing with those is what parenting is all about.
Looking back, the Christensens say not only are they happy they adopted, but they're happy they adopted locally through the Children's Bureau.
I feel that our decision to adopt locally through the foster system was the right decision. Not only did we get the training up front, but also after the placement we had a lot of great support.
While Lisa and Mike now spend their days at the beach with the kids instead of traveling the world like they thought they wouldn't change a thing.
In some ways, a sacrifice in some of the things that we could have been doing. But I think the reward that has come from that has been tremendous. I mean, it's a reward that is lifelong. In essence, it's a reward that's eternal.
We've never regretted it. And I don't think we ever will.
For Torrance City Cable, I'm Laura Fong.
Thanks, Laura. What a heartwarming story. In case you're interested in learning more about how you can become a foster parent or learn how to start the adoption process, Children's Bureau will host another information meeting on Saturday, December 13th at 10 a.m. at the Doubletree Hotel in Carson. For more information, call 800-730-3933.
While many prep teams have been competing in playoff tournaments for fall sports, the South High Marching Band headed back to the Southern California Judging Association State Championship. Laura Fong joined them at a rehearsal just before the big competition.
After 4 years with South High's band, Mira McAdam is now the front ensemble captain.
It's taken a lot of hours, but I think I've gotten a great feeling of accomplishment out of it.
While South took second this year in the Southern California Judging Association State Finals, for McAdam, competition is about more than just the score.
I really connect with music, but specifically with marching band, at the end of the season, if you've really been working hard, then during that last run-through at the last competition, you feel this like swelling of your heart.
That sense of pride and accomplishment is what the band director, Tom King, hopes these kids will take with them.
It's nice to win, but I think the important thing is to know that they did something aesthetically that is something they'll remember for the rest of their life, win or lose.
In King's 11 years at South, he says the program has grown from about 40 kids to now 208 students in the marching band, making this extracurricular activity one of the most popular programs on campus.
Even though we have over 200 kids, it's definitely still a family and we all bond together.
As the Woodwinds captain, Trent Ogaz enjoys teaching the underclassmen and thanks music for helping to unleash his creative side.
I've never been kind of the best artist with pencil and paper or paint, anything like that, so it's kind of been my way of being creative.
For McAdam and Ogaz, this was their final year taking the field with their high school marching band, but Ogaz says it will always be part of who he is.
Everyone has a pretty similar class experience, but then it's what you do outside of the classroom kind of that's more part of who you are, I think.
For Torrance City Cable, I'm Laura Fong.
Thanks, Laura. With that tournament behind them, 2 members of the South Torrance Band are already back at work, being selected into Pasadena City College's Honor Band for the New Year's Day Rose Parade. Well, still ahead, some events to plan for, including your next chance to help feed over 1,000 children in need. Welcome back. Well, every year, once Thanksgiving is behind us, we're left with wondering what to do with all those leftovers. So we've got some great ideas from one of our local community cooking chefs.
That's right, Jen. Chef Jeff Lavia of Mr. J's Kitchen is here with us to tell us all the great ways we can turn our boring leftovers into something much more exciting. Jeff?
Thanks, Ben and Jen. Well, if you're like me, you roasted a 20-pound turkey, a 10-pound ham, and you have stacks of Tupperware full of leftovers in your fridge. Well, I have 3 dishes here that will take those boring leftovers and turn them into something a little more exciting. The first dish I'd like to show you is what I call the Thanksgiving to-go casserole. You take all your components of your Thanksgiving meal and you layer them in a casserole dish. You take your stuffing, your yams, your mashed potatoes, leftover turkey or ham, and any vegetables that you have, and simply just layer them. When this is all assembled, you drizzle some gravy on top, throw it in a 350-degree oven for 20 to 30 minutes or until it's hot throughout. What I really love about this is that you get all the flavors of your Thanksgiving dinner in one bite. The next dinner I'd like to show you is our turkey tacos. We top these with an apple celery slaw and a cranberry chipotle sauce. To make the cranberry chipotle sauce, you take your leftover cranberries, mix it with a little chipotle, and you get a nice smoky heat in contrast with that sweet tart cranberry. The apple slaw is very simple. You just thinly slice some apples and some celery, toss it with a little bit of lemon juice and some salt and pepper, and you put it right on top of your turkey. The third dish I like to show you is our ham and leftover veggie stir-fried rice. This is another creative twist on those traditional Thanksgiving leftovers that you do by tossing some leftover ham, whatever veggies you have, with some leftover rice, a little bit of onion, garlic, and ginger, and some soy sauce, and you have a fresh twist on those traditional leftovers. Give these recipes a try this week. I know you'll love them. For more recipes and ideas, check out my website at mrjskitchen.com. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Jeff. Mr. J's Kitchen is located here in Torrance on 220th Street. They offer takeout options, and I've tried it. It's delicious. You have to try it for yourself. They also have one-person or catering for small and big parties. You can call them at 562-612-4284 for more information.
Well, the holiday can-tree has come around once again, and the Salvation Army is teaming up with Torrance residents. The Salvation Army feeds about 4,000 people daily, and on Christmas Day they'll be feeding as much as 1,100 children, as many as 1,100 children alone. With the holiday can-tree, members of the community can donate food, and the Salvation Army comes in to pick it up for those in need. They serve families in Torrance, Carson, Long Beach, Lomita, and Harbor City. Salvation Army expects to help about 500 families for the holidays this year.
Well, personally, I think it's extremely important. When we look out in the community, we might not see it, but there's a lot of hurting people, people that are having trouble making ends meet. And I think to be there for them in their greatest time of need, I think is extremely important.
The tree will be decorated with more and more canned goods donated by members of the community until the Salvation Army's next pickup on December 11th. You can find the tree inside the West Annex at City Hall. Meanwhile, Torrance Transit is making holiday shopping a little easier for the community with its annual Holiday Shoppers free bus service. The transit will run every Saturday and Sunday until Sunday, December 21st, offering shoppers free rides along the Hawthorne corridor. The Shoppers bus should be easy to spot, decorated in plenty of holiday attire as it makes its rounds through Torrance. For more details, call the Torrance Transit Direct at 310-618-3020. And keeping with the holiday spirit, be sure to catch the latest episode of Spotlight Torrance with Julie Chan. She's out and about in Torrance capturing everything to be thankful for in the community. Here's a preview from that show with Laura Fong.
A bright and sunny Saturday afternoon at the Torrance Farmers Market reminds the hundreds of residents shopping for the perfect produce why they're thankful to live in Southern California.
I'm thankful for so many things. It's like, what are you not thankful for? First of all, living in Southern California with the beautiful weather.
I love coming here, and the farmers and the vendors are just fabulous.
There are plenty of fresh fruits and veggies here to choose from, but unfortunately not everyone has enough food at home. Feeding America estimates 1 in 6 people in the U.S. struggle with food insecurity, meaning they don't always have enough to eat.
I've been in other parts of the world where there's people without food, that it's very visible, and I remember traveling when I was young and seeing that, and it's very heart-wrenching to be face-to-face with that.
With so many families in need this holiday season, it's organizations like Food Forward that make this community special.
It's really a tragedy because, it's not that one of the biggest issues with our food system is not that there's not enough of it, it's really a matter of the distribution.
Sarah Natalini is with Food Forward, who helps farmers give back by providing them with boxes to fill with unsold produce and donations.
We couldn't do this without them, obviously, so we're very grateful.
The team of volunteers, or gleaners as they're called, collected 462 pounds of fresh food today, which can make about 670 meals for individuals and families in need.
They're angels in human skin. That's a wonderful endeavor, and I certainly applaud them, and we're lucky to have people like that have compassion and heart.
Community groups that do that are fantastic, and any way possible, I think that's the way to do it, and whoever thinks of that or organizes it, they are angels, because that needs to be done.
Food Forward is making a big impact in our community, and the residents are thankful for the organization and the volunteers for their hard work. For Spotlight Torrance, I'm Laura Fong.
Thanks, Laura. You can catch Spotlight Torrance here on CitiCABLE at 1:30 in the afternoon and 7:30 in the evening.
Now, before we go, let's check in with Juan Hernandez from the Sports Desk to see what he has in store.
Hi there, welcome into the Sports Desk studio. Juan here to give you a preview of what's to come on this week's show. The South Spartans have talked plenty about curses for several years now. The girls volleyball team gets a chance to exercise a few demons and hopefully put all those talks of the hex to bed. Meanwhile, I'll give you a little history lesson on the annual grudge match between SC and UCLA. The battle for the victory bell starts in Torrance long before kickoff, 4 and 9:30 p.m. on CitiCABLE every day. We'll see you then.
Thanks, Juan. We hope you have a great Thanksgiving. And to all our viewers, we hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. That does it for us on This Week in Torrance. I'm Ben McCain. If you've missed any portion of our show, you can catch us again at 11 a.m. and 6 p.m.
And I'm Jin Chun. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.